Have you ever pondered about where exactly your tax dollars go? A question that's more than just a matter of curiosity, but a critical issue that affects us all. It's about how our hard-earned money is utilized, and whether it's serving the common good or disappearing down a rabbit hole. Let's delve into the intricacies of this hotly debated issue. The crux of the controversy lies in the perception of misuse and mismanagement of taxpayers' money. We're talking about the hard-earned money that every citizen pays, expecting it to be utilized in a manner that benefits the collective good. However, there are several areas of contention that have led to public scrutiny and criticism. The first one that comes to mind is government waste. Critics argue that government spending is often inefficient, with funds allocated to projects that may not deliver value for money. We're talking about cost overruns, unnecessary expenses, and projects that fail to meet their objectives. Then there's the issue of bureaucratic red tape. Excessive regulations and processes can slow down public projects, leading to increased costs and delays. Critics argue that streamlining these processes could save both time and money, making the system more efficient. One of the most damaging criticisms is corruption and fraud. Allegations of these activities in government spending can erode public trust. Instances of embezzlement, kickbacks, or other forms of financial misconduct are often cited as evidence of the misuse of taxpayers' money. Another area of contention is unnecessary subsidies. Some argue that certain subsidies provided by governments are unnecessary or disproportionately benefit specific industries or groups, leading to a misallocation of resources. Critics also highlight instances where public funds are used to provide what they perceive as overly generous benefits or compensation packages, whether for government officials, public employees, or recipients of social programs. This brings us to the issue of accountability. Concerns arise when there is a perceived lack of transparency in how public funds are spent. Citizens may question whether there is sufficient oversight and whether public officials are being held accountable for their financial decisions. Failed projects also contribute to the controversy. Instances of high-profile projects that fail to deliver the promised benefits can lead to frustration among taxpayers. This could include infrastructure projects, technology initiatives, or other public programs that do not meet expectations. Lastly, accusations of political favoritism, where public funds are directed towards projects or initiatives that benefit a particular political constituency, can contribute to the perception of unfairness in the use of taxpayers' money. These contentious points have sparked considerable debate, and rightfully so. One recent controversy is the Biden administration's efforts to tie highway funding to what critics call woke priorities. To delve into the details, the administration is proposing to allocate funds for highway infrastructure with certain conditions attached. The funds are not only aimed at rebuilding and maintaining highways but also at addressing social and environmental justice issues. The idea is to ensure that the projects funded will contribute to reducing environmental harm and promote social equity. However, this approach has not been received well by all. Critics argue that the administration is overstepping its bounds by tying highway funding to issues that are not directly related to transportation. They contend that the primary focus of highway funding should be on improving transportation infrastructure rather than tackling broader societal issues. There's also concern about the potential for increased bureaucratic red tape. Critics worry that the added requirements could slow the process of getting projects approved and completed. The fear is that this could lead to delays and cost overruns, which would ultimately be a misuse of taxpayers' money. Moreover, some argue that the administration's approach is an example of political patronage. They suggest that the funding could be directed towards projects that align with the administration's political agenda, rather than those that offer the most benefit to the public. This controversy serves as an example of the ongoing debate about the use of taxpayers' money. So, what have we learned about the controversy surrounding the use of taxpayers' money? We've unpacked the various contentious areas related to government spending. Critics have voiced concerns about wastefulness and inefficiency, with funds often allocated to projects that fall short of delivering value for money. We've also touched upon the bureaucratic red tape that can delay public projects, leading to escalated costs. We've delved into the darker side of government spending with corruption and fraud, which can severely erode public trust. Instances of embezzlement and other forms of financial misconduct often come up as evidence of misuse of public funds. We've discussed unnecessary subsidies and overly generous benefits, which critics argue can result in the misallocation of resources. There's been mention of the lack of accountability and transparency in government spending, leading to questions about oversight and public official responsibility. We've highlighted the frustration taxpayers often feel when high-profile projects fail to deliver promised benefits, and we've also explored the issue of political patronage, where public funds are directed towards initiatives that benefit specific political constituencies. And of course, we've examined the Biden administration's highway funding controversy as a recent example of these issues coming to the fore. As taxpayers, it is crucial to stay informed and vigilant about where and how our hard-earned money is spent.